Welcome to Talking Federal Business. I'm Nick Vlahovic, consultant to industry. Today, I'm going to show you how you can get a hold of the terms and conditions of your competitor's GSA schedules program or GSA contract that they have negotiated with the GSA. That's right. They're available online, but they're not easy to find. So I'm going to show you how to navigate to them, and we'll go through one as an example as well. Before I do though, if you could please click like on this video, I'd really appreciate it. And I'd really appreciate it even more if you'd subscribe to my channel so you can get every future video or notice of every future video when I post it. And thanks in advance for both. The GSA, the General Services Administration, has a number of online tools for government agency people when they're developing their acquisition plans. And one of those tools is what's called the GSA e-library. The e-library is just that. It's an electronic library, web-based, that has all of the GSA schedules in it and organized by industry. And it's a tool that allows agency people to pull down the T's and C's of different companies in order to compare their terms as a planning tool, because they have to do market research as they're putting their plans together. So it's a great tool for them. Well, how would industry, that's us, how would we use it? I can think of two ways. Number one, let's say you're in a competitive situation, and it doesn't even have to be a federal government competitive situation. It could be a hospital or a biotech company. In any event, we know that GSA schedule pricing is most favored customer. So it's the lowest potentially that your competitor is going to go. So this is good information to have. So that's why you'd want to get a hold of your competitor's terms and conditions if they have a GSA schedule. So that's reason number one. Reason number two would be is that if you're considering getting a GSA schedule, eventually when you negotiate your own pricing structure, you'd want to know what your competitor's terms are so that when you negotiate your own pricing under your schedule, you're going to have competitive pricing to your competitors for when your schedule is actually in place. So that would be the second reason. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with you at the front page of the e-library. So I'm going to switch gears over to Google and Google it, and we'll get to the front page and I'll show you the how it's laid out, and then we'll navigate to an industry. So here we go. Okay, so I'm going to navigate to the GSA e-library. Of course, it auto-populates because I've been getting prepared for this presentation. I'm going to click on the link. Okay, so here's the GSA e-library, and as you can see, it's organized by industry. So on the left, we've got facilities, human resources, IT. Over on the right side, we've got things like travel services. Professional services is consulting. And up here, we've got furniture and furnishings, which I'm going to click on because I'm the most familiar with that category because I'm from the office furniture industry. Before I was a consultant, and now I consult to it as well as other industries. But of course, that's where I'm from, so that's where I'm going to go. So I'm going to scroll down here to office furniture and navigate. And over here, you see category 33721 is the furniture and furnishings office furniture category number. When I click on that, it lists all the contractors, 224, and you've got links to more information on each one of them. Because I've planned this presentation out, I'm going to scroll down to my example GSA schedule contract holder, which is called Smith Systems. I picked a very innocuous name here. They are a Smith System Manufacturing Company. And if you scroll, just move across the page here, you can see their schedule number, their phone number if you want to call them, where they're located. The O means they are other than a small business. These are all the different type of socioeconomic categories. And this icon is their T's and C's. So this is one way to view them, but I'm going to show you another way. I'm going to click on the link here to the details about their their company. So here's the details on their company. Here's their POC at the GSA, which you don't care about. But down below here is more detail about their schedule. Here are the schedule categories they have. I'm not going to get into those, but here's that T's and C's icon price list again. And if I click on it, which I will, up comes their GSA schedule. Okay. Now I'm going to switch over to an actual PDF that I've already downloaded and highlighted to make things simple for us to navigate through it, because this is 23 pages. So let me pull that up. Okay, so here's the PDF as promised. So let me just navigate to page 2, because that's where the good stuff is. And here it is. Hopefully you can read that. I'll make it a little bigger. That'll be of help. Okay, so points of production, item 5, Dallas County. You've got, here's the good stuff, the tier discounting, 40% off, 45 and 50, depending on the dollar amount level. Payment terms, they have none, just 30 days in this case. They do accept government purchase cards, good to know. Let me scroll down here to make it easier to read. Their delivery commitment time is 2 to 8 weeks. 8 weeks is a requirement. So that's where they are held to that. But below that, they say they do expedited delivery. That's good information to have from a competitive standpoint, what they're able to do. And let's get up to the next column. We'll have a little trouble moving that up. Item 15 is warranty. See terms and conditions in the price guide. So they do have warranty information in these terms and conditions. And if you look down here, items 19 through 20A, they have other services. Oftentimes you'll see the hourly rate for installation, design services, project management. Sometimes you'll even find leasing rates in these T's and C's. In this case, for Smith System, they don't list them. So obviously for these services, they do project pricing, but oftentimes you'll find them in here as well. So great information on page 2. And then let's go to that warranty area. I can navigate to it, which I'm going to do. So information on the warranty, 12 years in this case. And then down below here, you can see they're even got exclusions. So great competitive information on the warranty. And then we'll go to the list pricing. So the list pricing is here in this T's and C's, in Smith Systems T's and C's. Now you won't find list pricing in every T's and C's. You might have to go to your competitors' web pages, or they might not be available at all. But in this case, we lucked out. So here's the list price. You can't read it here, but it says, I can read that it says 2019 list price. I've highlighted a few here to make them easy to spot. These are the model numbers. So yes, you can create what I would call in my industry, the furniture industry where I came from, a typical in order to estimate project pricing. Now this is 2019. I can't tell you if this is their current list price, but it certainly is close enough. So great competitive intel in the GSAE library, being able to get to the terms and conditions. And it's not a very well-known resource for industry to make use of. And I hope you do make use of it. And I hope it helps. And if it does, I'd love it if you'd come back and leave a note in the comments section for me, or even better yet, send me an email. My email address is here in the video, and it's always in my channel. So I'd love to hear from you. And I'd love it even more if you'd like and subscribe. Thanks for joining. I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you again. And I do plan on seeing you again. Have a good one.